Well, hi, and welcome to this edition of Versus. Yes, it's V and an S. Yep, it's Versus, episode 10. And this is, of course, November 12th, 2024. And you're probably saying to yourself, where have we been? Well, I can tell you that some things had happened over the last couple of weeks that were beyond our control. And that was, of course, the hurricanes that had come through the middle of October and toward the end of October. So things had to settle down a little bit before we started again on the program. But we hope you enjoyed the first 9 episodes, and we're continuing to vote on those particular topics. Well, we've got 2 new ones for you tonight that pretty much are in the chicken industry. Yeah, if you're in the mood for some fried chicken, well, we've got 2 interesting ones for you. Yes, the one with the 11 herbs and spices, and the one that's Louisiana Cooking Kitchen. That's right. And tonight, it is, on this 10th episode, looking at KFC versus Popeyes. And we'll be back with the history of KFC right after this.
I'm Phil Rizzuto, announcing that the Money Store is now accepting loan applications from anywhere in New York State. From Niagara Falls to Montauk Point, from Messina to Staten Island, homeowners can borrow up to no limit for debt consolidation, business investment, or any purpose at all. Long-term plans available. For information, call the Money Store toll-free. From anywhere in New York State, dial 800-632-3262.
Inside Firestone's newest 721 radial are 2 belts of steel cord. In each cord, 10 strands of high-strength steel. 7 strands around 2, wrapped by 1. 721. Because it's a metric radial, it can use more air, so you use less gas. We call it the Fuel Fighter, designed to save you more gas than any steel-belted radial tire Firestone has ever built. Firestone's newest 721, the Fuel Fighter.
With purchase of Wildcats by Buster Brown.
You can get your free ball and bat at these Buster Brown stores. Which of these leading soft drinks gives you nutrition with vitamin A?
Yoo-hoo.
Vitamin B2?
Yoo-hoo.
Vitamin C?
Yoo-hoo.
Vitamin D?
Yoo-hoo.
Niacin?
Yoo-hoo.
Calcium?
Yoo-hoo.
Potassium?
Yoo-hoo.
Which soft drink gives you all that, is 99% caffeine-free, and tastes delicious? Yoo-hoo. Great taste with nutrition. Yoo-hoo chocolate drink, another delicious product from Yoo-hoo.
Every day, America Online is making it easier for people to live, work, and play.
Hey, Dan, ready for the game? I'm just finishing up here with my new kayaking friends.
Kayaking friends on your computer?
Yeah, I just got America Online.
Sounds great. Listen, I can't go to the game today.
What?
I've got to send something for my mom's birthday. It's tomorrow. I'll then book plane tickets for our trip next week, and my kids got to go to the library to look up dinosaurs.
Hey, we can take care of all that before we go.
Yeah, right.
Oh, with America Online.
America Online can do all that?
Yeah. How about sending your mom some nice flowers? All you do is click on Marketplace. We place an order.
Call now for America Online, a new way to use your computer to communicate, have fun, and get instant news and information.
Flowers are sent. Now let's access the online travel service.
How long have you had this?
About a week. And it's so easy. All you do is point and click.
But how does it work?
All you need is a computer and a regular phone line. They send you the software and give you 10 free hours to check it out.
Call now for your free America Online Startup Kit and get free software and 10 free online hours. It's everything you need to get online.
Plane tickets are ordered. Now, let's look up dinosaurs. What do you think? Compton's Encyclopedia or National Geographic?
You get all that with America Online?
Yeah, you can read Business Week online before it hits the newsstand. Update your stock portfolio every 15 minutes with PC Quote. You can even play fantasy football.
Call now for 10 free hours of America Online and get instant access to the worlds of sports, finance, computing, and entertainment.
Here come the dinosaurs. I saved you a trip to the library.
That's great.
Yeah, downloading is easy too. You know, I can even send email on the internet. And of course, there's my personal favorite, live chat. That's how I met my new kayaking buddies. We'll check that out later, after the game.
So how do you get America Online?
Oh, well, that's easy too. You just call their 800 number.
I gotta check this out.
Call 1-800-614-3434 now for your free America Online Startup Kit with free software and 10 free online hours. It's everything you need to get online. So call 1-800-614-3434.
Blue.
What's up?
Well, actually, I could go for some chocolate.
You're a Baldwin, right?
Yeah?
Which one?
I'm Steven.
Well, I would have expected better, Steven.
Better what?
Your performance. Go for some chocolate. I didn't believe for a second you were going to eat me.
Really?
Honestly, not your best work.
All right, fine. I'll go back out here and try it again, all right? Blue?
No blue aquí.
Buddy?
Go.
Okay, welcome back here to this episode number 10 of Versus. We're ready to go and look at our first of the two products for chicken restaurants, fast food chicken restaurants. And you know the first one, if you've eaten enough of the Colonel's 11 herbs and spices, Kentucky Fried Chicken, or as they like to be called nowadays, KFC. Well, it all started with Harlan Sanders. He was born in 1890 and raised on a farm outside of Henryville, Indiana, near Louisville, Kentucky. And when Sanders was 5 years old, his father died, forcing his mother to work at a canning plant. This left Sanders as the eldest son to take care for his two younger siblings. And after he reached 7 years of age, his mother taught him how to cook. Now, after leaving the family home at the age of 13, Sanders passed through several professions with mixed success. Then in 1930, Sanders took over a shell filling station on U.S. Route 25, just outside of North Corbin, Kentucky, a small town on the edge of the Appalachian Mountains. It was here that he first served to travelers the recipes that he had learned as a child, fried chicken and other dishes such as steaks and country ham. Well, after 4 years of serving from his own dining room table, Sanders purchased the largest filling station on the other side of the road and expanded to 6 tables. And by 1936, this had proven successful enough for Sanders to be given the honorary title of Kentucky Colonel by Governor Ruby Laffoon. Then in 1937, he expanded his restaurant to 142 seats and added a motel he purchased across the street, naming it Sanders Court and Cafe. Sanders was unhappy with the 35 minutes it took to prepare his chicken in an iron frying pan, but he refused to deep fry the chicken, which he believed lowered the quality of the product. If he pre-cooked the chicken in advance of orders, there was sometimes wastage at day's end. In 1939, the first commercial pressure cookers were released onto the market, mostly designed for steaming vegetables. And Sanders bought one and modified it into a pressure fryer, which he then used to fry chicken. And the new method reduced production time to be comparable with deep frying, while, in the opinion of Sanders, retaining the quality of pan-fried chicken. Then in July of 1940, Sanders finalized what came to be known as his original recipe of 11 herbs and spices. And although he never publicly revealed the recipe, he said the ingredients included salt and pepper, and that the rest stand on everybody else's shelf. Yeah. And after being commissioned as a Kentucky Colonel in 1950 by Governor Lawrence Weatherby, Sanders began to dress the part, growing a goatee, wearing a black frock coat, later switched to a white suit, and a string tie, and referring to himself as the Colonel. His associates went along with the title change, jokingly at first and then in earnest, according to biographer Josh Ozerski. Then in 1952, Sanders franchised his recipe to his friend Pete Harmon of South Salt Lake, Utah, the operator of one of the city's largest restaurants. The Sanders Court and Cafe generally served travelers, so when the route plan in 1955 for Interstate 75 bypassed his properties, Sanders sold them and traveled the United States to franchise his recipe to restaurant owners. Independent restaurants would pay 4, later 5 cents on each chicken, as a franchise fee in exchange for Sanders' recipe and the right to feature it on their menus and use his name and likeness for promotional purposes. Well, Don Anderson, a sign painter hired by Harmon, coined the name Kentucky Fried Chicken. For Harmon, the addition of KFC was a way of differentiating his restaurant from competitors. A product from Kentucky was exotic and evoked imaginary or imagery of Southern hospitality. Harmon trademarked the phrase, "It's finger licking good," which eventually became the company slogan. He also introduced the bucket meal in 1957, 14 pieces of chicken, 5 bread rolls, and a pint of gravy in a cardboard bucket. Serving their signature meal in a paper bucket was to become an iconic feature of the company. By 1963, there were 600 KFC restaurants, making the company the largest fast food operation in the United States. KFC popularized chicken in the fast food industry, diversifying the market by challenging the dominance of the hamburger. With significant growth in tow, the fledgling Kentucky Fried Chicken decided in 1964 that they would begin offering franchise opportunities beyond the Atlantic and landed on the United Kingdom as its entry point into Europe. As such, the first British KFC eatery opened its doors at 92 Fisher Gate in Preston, Lancashire on May 1st of 1965 and still operates today. Pat Grace met with Sanders at his holiday home near Toronto and agreed to franchise the brand in Ireland. In 1970, Grace returned to Ireland after a number of years in Canada to open his first Kentucky Fried Chicken restaurants in Phibsborough Shopping Centre in Dublin. Eventually, he opened another 6 restaurants located in Dublin, Limerick, and Cork. After disagreements over costs cutting with KFC management in the early 1980s, the Irish restaurants were renamed to Pat Grace's famous fried chicken, reportedly retaining the original recipe. And these stores were closed in the late 80s, but Pat Grace went on to wholesale the chicken spice blend under the brand Grace's Perfect Blend. Then in 1964, Sanders sold KFC to a group of investors led by John Y. Brown Jr. and Jack C. Massey for $2 million, which is around $17 million in 2020. The contract included a lifetime salary for Sanders and the agreement that he would be the company's quality controller and trademark. The chain had reached 3,000 outlets in 48 countries by 1970. And in July of 1971, Brown sold the company to the Connecticut-based Hubelin, which a packaged food company and drinks corporation, for $285 million, which is around $1.8 billion in 2020 standards. But Sanders died in 1980, his promotional work making him a prominent figure in American cultural history. And by the time of his death, there were an estimated 6,000 KFC outlets in 48 countries worldwide with $2 billion worth of sales annually. And then in 1982, Hubelin was acquired by R.J. Reynolds, the tobacco giant. Then in July of 1986, Reynolds announced the sale of KFC to PepsiCo for $850 million, or $2 billion in 2020 terms. The actual sale took place in early October for $840 million. PepsiCo made the chain a part of its restaurants division alongside Pizza Hut and Taco Bell. Then KFC entered the Chinese market in November of 1987 with an outlet in Beijing. Then in 1991, the KFC name was officially adopted, although it had already been widely known by that initialism. Kyle Craig, president of KFC US, admitted the change was an attempt to distance the chain from the unhealthy connotations of fried. The early 1990s saw a number of successful major product launches, including spicy hot wings, launched in the 90s, popcorn chicken in 92, and internationally, the Zinger, a spicy chicken filet sandwich in 93. But by 1994, KFC had 5,149 outlets in the U.S., and 9,407 overall, with over 100,000 employees. Then in August of 97, PepsiCo spun off its restaurants division as a public company valued at $4.5 billion, or $7.3 billion in 2020. The new company was named Tricon Global Restaurants and at the time had 30,000 outlets. and annual sales of about 10 billion, making it second in the world only to McDonald's. Tricon was renamed Yum Brands in May of 2002. March 31st of 2011, Prism, owner of KFC in Canada, went into bankruptcy protection in Ontario and British Columbia. By 2015, KFC was struggling, having lost business to other retailers and being surpassed by Chick-fil-A as the leading chicken retailer in the U.S. 3 years previously. The company launched a new initiative with a plan to revamp its packaging, decor, and uniforms, and expanded its menu. Additionally, beginning in May of 2015, a new series of U.S. advertisements was launching, featuring Darrell Hammond as the Colonel Sanders in a planned rotation of actors. Norm Macdonald, Jim Gaffigan, George Hamilton, and Rob Riggle portrayed Sanders in similar ads through the fall of 2016. And in January of 2018, country music icon Reba McEntire played the first female Colonel Sanders. Before leaving as CEO in 2021, Andrea Zahumensky told Ad Age, "The brand assets that we're so lucky to have were the bucket, the three stripes, and the full name Kentucky Fried Chicken. All of these were being used more by the chain. Australia rebranded KFC back to its original name, Kentucky Fried Chicken, in 2019. And there you have it, friends. The history of Colonel Sanders and his Kentucky Fried Chicken. We'll be back to look at the competitor to Kentucky Fried Chicken, Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen, after these very important messages. We'll be right back.
Wherever you find race drivers, you'll find the racer's edge. Because they know nothing protects vital engine parts better than STP oil treatment. And millions of motorists just like you use STP. Because STP keeps their family cars running smoother, cooler, quieter, longer.
STP is the racer's edge.
Precious memories of teenagers.
I've always liked to sing. Don Knotts, Barney Fife, and I used to sing on the old Andy Griffith show. Often hymns. I even sang on that lawyer show, Matlock. But never like this, with some of the finest singers and musicians in the world.
Will the circle be unbroken? By and by, Lord, by and by, I will sing through the old drugget.
The first solo I ever sang in church was Sweet Hour Prayer. I was 15. My family was proud. And now I'm proud. I get a chance to sing it again for you and your family. There are 33 beautiful old-time hymns on this album, and they are precious memories. I hope you'll let me, all of us on our album, share them with you.
To order, call 1-800-982-4300. 1-800-982-4300. Or mail $12.98 for 2 records or 2 cassettes, $16.98 for long play CD to Andy Griffith. Box 12107, Department 10, Memphis, Tennessee, 38182. Enjoy 33 Andy Griffith favorites. Call 1-800-982-4300.
Making things look like. Satisfied making things look like great.
Light Bright, the toy that lets you create beautiful pictures with light.
Light bright, making things look like.
Work with colorful pegs that glow with light. Light bulb not included. Make people, animals, things. And with refills, Bugs Bunny or Bozo the Clown.
Light bright, making things look like.
You can make lots of pretty pictures with Light Bright from Hasbro.
America's #1 self-help bestseller. It's the owner's manual for the human mind. Get your copy today at the Dalton Bookseller.
Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat.
Rice-A-Roni, all in one package. Rice, vermicelli, and this fabulous flavor package.
Rice-A-Roni, the flavor can't
Brown the rice and vermicelli, add hot water, and saute.
One pan, no boiling, cooking ease. A flavor that is sure to please.
In minutes, a flavorful change from potatoes.
Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat.
Hi, Ernie. Hi, Ernie. Hey, you're a cookie.
That popular Keebler cookie named E.L. Fudge. That's E as in everybody, L as in loves, fudge.
Pleased to meet you.
Rich, buttery shortbread cookies shaped like an elf, then dipped in smooth, creamy fudge. Everybody's gonna love E.L. Fudge.
I never met an elf cookie I didn't like.
That's E as in everybody, L as in loves, fudge. E.L. Fudge cookies from Keebler. You'll love them.
Okay, it's time now to look at KFC's competitor, Popeyes. And the chain is from Louisiana. Let's take a look at it right now and get on the ball here. Now, Popeyes was formed in Arabi, Louisiana, a suburb of New Orleans, in St. Bernard Parish. Now, it first opened its doors on June 12th of 1972 as Chicken on the Run. Owner Al Copeland wanted to compete with Kentucky Fried Chicken, but his restaurant failed after several months. Copeland reopened the restaurant 4 days later as Popeyes Mighty Good Chicken. By 1975, the company had been renamed as Popeyes Famous Fried Chicken. Copeland started franchising his restaurant in 1976, beginning in Louisiana. The chain expanded to Canada in 1984 and opened its 500th restaurant in 1985. BP Newman of Laredo, Texas, acquired several franchises in Texas and surrounding states. 200 additional locations were added during a period of slower expansion. But by 1990, Copeland Enterprises was in default on $391 million in debts it had taken on in its 1989 purchase of Church's, a rival fast food chain also focusing in fried chicken, and by April of 91, the company filed for bankruptcy protection. In October of 92, the court approved a plan by a group of Copeland's creditors that resulted in the creation of America's favorite chicken company, Inc. Now, AFC, to serve as the new parent company for Popeyes and Church's. AFC went public in 2001 with an initial public offering of $142,818,479 and began trading on the NASDAQ under ticker symbol AFCE. December 29, 2004, they sold Church's to Arcapetta, formerly Crescent Capital Investments, retaining Popeyes. Then on August 8th of 2000, Popeyes announced a franchise development plan agreement that included 35 new restaurant locations around Australia in a bid to solidify their presence within the Asian Pacific region. All were located in Sydney, the capital of New South Wales. Then on January 24th of 2014, January 21st, that is, AFC was renamed as Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen, Inc., and its NASDAQ ticker symbol was changed to PLKI. June 17th, 2014, Popeyes announced it had reacquired full control of its seasonings, recipes, and other proprietary food preparation techniques from Diversified Foods and Seasonings, which remained under the control of Al Copeland and his estate after the creditor sale of Popeyes to AFC. Popeyes had continued to license the seasonings, recipes, and techniques from DF&S for a yearly spice royalty before buying them outright for $43 million. DF&S remains the main supplier for Popeyes until at least 2029. On February 21st, 2017, Restaurant Brands International announced a deal to buy Popeyes for $1.8 billion. March 27, 2017, the deal closed with RBI purchasing Popeyes at $79 per share via Orange Inc., an indirect subsidiary of RBI. Alvin C. Copeland claimed he named the stores after the fictional detective Jimmy Popeye Doyle, portrayed by Gene Hackman, in the 1971 film The French Connection, which came out a year before the chain was founded, and not the comic strip character Popeye the Sailor. However, the company's early brand became deeply tied to the cartoon star with its sponsorship of Popeye and Pal's children's show in New Orleans, and the character appeared on items from packaging to racing boats. The chain later acquired rights to use Popeye the Sailor for marketing and used this for 35 years. But then in late 2012 of November, AFC announced the mutual termination of their licensing contract with King Features Syndicate, effectively ending their association with the Popeye characters. The name is spelled Popeyes, Popeyes, without the apostrophe, commonly used by other restaurant chains such as McDonald's and Hardee's. Copeland claimed facetiously that he was too poor to afford an apostrophe. And there you have it, friends. The history of Popeyes. Very interesting story, and one where now you get to vote on KFC versus Popeyes. We'll put that poll up toward, check it out on the, of course, the YouTube page. And I hope you enjoyed this look at KFC versus Popeyes. Next time on the program, episode 11, we'll focus on something totally different. In the meantime, wanted to bring you up on some of the other surveys that we had over the course of the last 9 shows, and to let you know that they're doing very well. I will have the actual tabulations that currently going on right now, and if you still haven't voted on any of those back episodes, please do. We'd love to hear from you. The polls are always open, and they never close. So at that moment in time, if you have not voted yet, do so. And thank you very much so far to our 79 subscriber who came in today to subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. We've gained 40 subs over the course of the last couple of months. We can't do it without you, and we thank you very much for your continued support of Jay's All TV and Sports Channel. I'm Jason Icanio. Remember, be honest, be real, and keep it simple, stupid. Kiss. We'll see you next time for episode 11 on this Thursday. Good night for now.